TSF Entertainment.
Welcome back to the TSF Entertainment channel. Retro CG in the building. DJ Fresh, Your Highness. This good Tuesday evening. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro? Not much.
How was your work day?
Yeah, that's another what's the joint on Batman? Another time, another channel, whatever they say. I forgot what they say on that. That's we'll be here for a minute.
Same. But y'all ain't come here to hear about our work day. Y'all came here to talk to us about Bel Air Season 4, Episode 4, Brothers Keeper. Good episode.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, I would say it was a good episode. Definitely a good episode for sure.
I'm gonna have to, I'm sorry, you know I always do it. I'm gonna have to nitpick a little bit.
Oh, we probably both gonna be nitpicking.
I feel like the storyline that y'all have written in, I feel like the showrunner is a fan of power. This storyline that y'all written in is a copy and paste of Noma's character from book 2.
Yeah.
And then when Phil and Jeffrey was talking about all the places to wash the money, car wash, laundromat, parking lot.
Yeah.
Ghost had a club. Ghost had a laundromat.
Yep.
Ghost had a parking lot. I'm like, the parallels.
Yeah, it's parallels for sure.
Parallels.
Definitely parallels.
But let's get into it. We're gonna talk about this thing. All right. So the episode synopsis jumps off as Will pursues his college basketball aspirations while Uncle Phil faces a major business choice. I think Phil made a bad move this episode too. I think Phil made a bad move.
I'm curious to hear that when we get to it.
This was interesting how they shot this. They shot this. Okay, so the episode kicks off with Lisa and Jackie in the car and Will and Carlton in the back seat getting dressed. And I'm like, when they showed it in the preview, I was like, what is this? What is this all about?
Yeah.
And it was funny. Like, what is Lisa and Jackie doing together? And what is Will and Carlton in the back seat doing? And then it flashed to 12 hours earlier. I wonder why they shot it that way.
I don't know why, but as soon as it first came on, I was like, this don't make no sense. So I was like, it's gotta be one of those where like they about to go forward and they're gonna go back.
Or maybe they go back in the next episode. It was weird that they went back. They started forward and then went back, but you didn't take us back to forward at the end. You know, usually when they do that, when they go forward and go back, they bring you back to present.
No, they did at the end.
You have to remind me of that.
You'll see once we get to those episodes. Yeah, they definitely did at the end.
So the episode starts off with Will and Carlton in his room, and Will is kind of somewhat dictating to Carlton his thoughts for his emails. So he's sending emails out to potential colleges in hope that, you know, some of them will come out and view him and take a look at him. And he's just really trying to get his list together of potential colleges that he wants to apply for and he's interested in going. He even talked about going to USC. So we know he is on the grind for this episode. And, you know, Carlton is pretty much, you know, his Chat GPT.
Yep. That's exactly how I saw it. It's Chat GPT.
That's what they should have had him using was Chat GPT. But Carlton and Will are working on Will's letters that's going out to the colleges. And who does he get a text from here?
That's where he gets the notification about
Princeton. That's
Princeton.
right. He gets the notification. Yep. So when she said that she was headed out, I didn't think that she was heading out to go to yoga. I thought she was like heading out to go to work or something like that. I thought that we were going to get introduced to the Regina character, which it's episode 4 now. We haven't met her yet. So that makes it even that's further confirmation for me. There's probably gonna be Janet Hubert that's in that role because they haven't brought the character in already. Like they just gonna have her make a little cameo appearance and go on about her business, like how they done with the rest of the cast. You know, like Jeffrey, they did the same thing with him. Ashley, they did the same thing with her. They just brought her in for like an episode and in and out. So, they talk about today's the day that Uncle Phil is getting ready to start his business with Jeffrey.
Yep.
And you know, Aunt Vivian is looking at him like, you sure about this? I'm feeling some kind of way about all this. And he pretty much assures her that everything's gonna be okay.
Yep. Her going to her little
yoga class.
Thing, yeah, for the expectant mothers. It tells her to probably meet some friends or something there while she there.
I feel like this is the same scene we got last week with Hillary in Costa Rica.
Yep. So it shows for sure that she was booked, and that was the way they had to film it with her this season
on the iPad. So Carlton's gathered the whole family there to he's getting ready to log into the portal and see what decision has been made in regards to whether or not he's been accepted into Princeton. What did you think? I thought it was going to say not accepted.
Nah, I had a feeling it was going to say accepted because it was too early in the episode. I felt like if it was going to be he wasn't getting in, that would have been something like near the end that he wasn't going to get in. So I had a feeling. I was like, they showing this right now. I was like, yeah, bro got in. I was like, he got in for sure.
So Carlton finally got his wish. He got accepted into Princeton. And we know that has been his aspiration from day one.
Yep.
But, you know, whatever you have to do to get something is what you have to do to keep it. So they're all celebrating. Carlton is lit. He got this thing on lit. Like, and Miss Basson walk up to him when he's at his locker and say, yo, come here for a minute. I need to see you in my office when you get a chance. Come on down to my office. And she just happened to have a mirror waiting there.
Say it's congrats.
Yep.
Heard you got in the front.
Yeah, she did. Congratulations. She said, yep. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. But by the way.
Yeah, when you get a chance, when you free, come see me in my office in your free period.
Yep. So Vivian is at her yoga class, and there's a lot of younger mothers there, and they're talking about all the different ways. So obviously, they've been kind of, I don't know if these are first-time moms or if these are smart moms, I guess, because they were talking about all the different devices and things that they would use to soothe the baby and pump and swaddle the baby and all that. And Vivian is coming up and giving them advice on traditional ways of how to take care of the kids. They're looking at her like she's from the Stone Age.
Yeah. You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of that episode when Vivian went back to go dancing. And she comes in and those two younger girls was like, aren't you a little bit too old to be in this dancing class?
Oh,
that's what that reminded me of.
Yep.
Exactly.
This was an unexpected twist right here.
This one was, I did not see this coming.
I did not see this coming either. And I was like, where are y'all going with this?
And for your boy, for a second, I was about to say, wait a minute. I was about to say, we must have got a scene we ain't seen before if it's what I think is about to happen.
Yeah, what y'all trying to do with this? Like, oh, this was heavy right here. This was heavy. So we catch up with Erica, who we found has done in vitro fertilization, and she's had her eggs froze and she's decided to inseminate. In other words, she's having an artificial insemination and having a baby. And I was like, I'm still looking sideways about this. Like, where are we going with the storyline? And then later on in the episode, I figured out where they were going with this story, which that's going to make Phil mad uncomfortable. Mad uncomfortable. And they're both pregnant. It should make him uncomfortable. Vivian wasn't trying to see it though. She wasn't trying to see it at this moment. She like gave her the brush off. She was nice and cordial, but she was kind of dry and salty a little bit. Like, I mean, and she rightfully so. I mean, this was the chick that tried to push up on her husband. So, you know, she kind of gave her the brush off. What did you thought? Did you think the same thing here with this too?
Oh yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, man, don't y'all tell me that that's Phil's child.
Yeah.
But I was like, if that's his child, where's the scene? Because we never saw them sleep together. So I was trying to figure out, like, I was like, nah, that can't be Phil's child because we never saw them a scene where they slept with each other, unless we about to get ready to get a backstory or a back scene that showed their whatchamacallit. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Viv had every right, from Erica trying to take him when they started the partnership, even back to when they was in college. So
College. Yep.
yeah, so it was just, I guess, and I bet you as soon as she saw her, just seeing her was just like, like, yeah, whatever. But it's funny that after I saw this though, I said, now watch later on, which I was right. No, we hate to jump scenes, but I was like, watch later on, they end up talking or being buddy buddy or something.
And it's interesting when they use actual characters as a plot device, because what we initially thought wasn't what it turned out to be. But that's exactly what I thought too. That, you know, are they trying to go down this road where both of them are now pregnant by Phil? I was like, I hope they're not going down this road, because now they're making it too dramatic, too messy. Yeah. But right, watch, they end up being friends, and that's what ended up happening.
Yep.
Will runs into his coach, or seeks out his coach, and pretty much, you know, he's kind of, you know, I ain't gonna say hassling his coach, but he is pretty much trying to get his coach to, you know, help him along getting into one of these colleges.
Yeah.
And he was like, these recruiters ain't really checking for you. You took a whole summer off. Yep. Like, you know, you got to build that back up. Like, you got to work. You know what I mean? You got game and everything, but that's not going to be enough.
Not going to be enough.
Not going to be enough. So I thought, oh God, here we go. Will getting ready to go do something stupid. Which technically he kind of did.
Yeah. Technically he kind of did. And so, oh man, that's right here.
Man, go ahead and take it.
So Carlton finally comes to Miss Bassett's office, and when he comes to Miss Bassett's office, it's none other than Amira. And Miss Bassett points out that they both have the same story, which we find out that's how Amira was able to get into Bel Air Prep, because she wrote a whole story, an essay on how she OD'd and almost died in the pool. And Miss Bassett also finds out by speaking to the Princeton recruiter that Carlton used the exact same story. Now, what I didn't see coming, but I should have saw coming, because that should have made it obvious, was that she blames Amira for stealing and plagiarizing Carlton's whole essay and story for her to get into Bel Air Prep. It tells her that she needs to write another essay because it's not acceptable that she ends up stealing Carlton's story. And of course, Carlton says nothing. He lets it go because he's so busy and wants to go to prison. And Amira just gives him a side eye and just storms out. And of course, Carlton chases right behind her, tries to apologize, and tries to tell her, like, hey, you know, when I was meeting with the Princeton guy, it just came out. You know, I wasn't really trying to take your story. It just came out because I did what I thought I had to do to get into Princeton. And Carlton now is just worried about Amira coming out and telling everyone exactly what he did, and that's actually her story and not his story. So, but I should move on. Will and Lisa here. Will is trying to figure out a way, after speaking with the coach, how he could get into USC and everything. And so him and Lisa are just chatting, trying to figure out, and Lisa comes up with the bright idea that he should seek Gavin White, who's a basketball player that plays for USC and is also from Philly. So she says to him, maybe this can be your way to get in to USC. Go meet with him, you know, shoot your shot, shoot him a DM, see if he'll meet up with you, since y'all both from Philly, and see what happens from there. To which Phil agrees, and of course, we know that he ends up shooting Gavin White a DM. Here back at the Banks house, we got Joan as well as Pamela and Vivian, and they're having a whole spa day in here. They're getting pampered, having massages, having wine and everything. Um, here's Pamela. She comes in after just getting her massage, and they just talk about all the different things that's going on in their lives. And Joan wants to touch on the subject of her running into Erica at the yoga class, and says that shouldn't hang around her. Erica's always been this type of woman, and so forth. And then also during their discussion, um, Vivian realizes that she's been missing out on a lot with Joan and Pamela, as she is now pregnant. She comes to find out that Pamela is making a whole girls trip towards Vegas, as well as that they went to a specific restaurant that Vivian wanted to try. And their response to Vivian was, hey, sorry we didn't invite you, but we didn't think you wanted to come since you couldn't drink and whatnot. And Vivian's just like, that's fine. And here's where Vivian starts to realize, as Pamela and Joan are having their own conversation and they're laughing and joking and giggling and stuff, and about to head outside to go smoke. And she realizes here that, with her being pregnant, that like life is kind of passing her by. Her friends are kind of alienating her, and just realized that, it's just she's kind of by herself. Here we have Jeffrey and Philip, and they are at the Legacy Heights work site where everything is starting to take ground and they're building up and whatnot. And Phil tells Jeffrey here, this is how we are going to wash Dominique's money, and we're going to do it slow so that nobody will bat an eye to it. And they decide to pick 5 businesses to wash the money through. And the first business is the Lemoy Car Wash, which Phil picks, that says, we can up the books on that. Nobody will notice anything. We can also bring in I believe the person's name was Carlos, who owns the car wash. It says that, we can bring him in. We'll just have him sign a contract, make it kind of look like that that we're investing into his business. And that way we could cook the books without him even noticing, as his car wash is kind of taking a downward. He's not making as much money as it should be. So with Phil backing him now, he could kind of help keep him afloat. And then the other place to wash the money is the Spin City Laundromat, which again, the person who owns that laundromat comes in, signs the contract. Phil and Jeffrey sell them the exact same story as they sold Carlos, and that they will help keep them afloat. Again, here we have the 2 parking spaces, and they pull the exact same storyline and everything with the person who owns the parking, which they sign on. And then we get to a mini mart, and they feel this should be the 5th store that they're able to wash the money with. However, when they meet with the owner of the mini mart, what they present to him, he's not feeling. He hesitates at first. He thinks it's a good deal, and he goes through the paperwork and is about to sign it, and then he says, nah, I can't sign it, because he feels that he's built that from the ground up, and having them come in and just buying half of it kind of erases all of the work that he's done to build that place up. So it doesn't work for him, and he decides not to sign, which throws a monkey wrench into Jeffrey's and Phil's plan. Which at the time, I don't fault the guy for not signing that contract, because if it's something that you've built from the ground up, you've been in that community for years, whatnot, like this is your baby, and now somebody's coming in with a whole bunch of money and just wanting to buy up everything, or just even invest and take, now you have to share half of the profits. Like, I kind of understand it. The only thing I wish is that I wish they would have gave a little bit more, maybe of a backstory or a little bit more dialogue as to why the gentleman said what he said, like why he wouldn't sign the
He did.
contract. Yeah, but I mean, like, more dialogue, like,
Or what was in the terms, because
Yeah.
he read something in the paperwork,
mhm,
and he was like, so basically I'm gonna be a co-owner of a business that I started.
yeah,
Like, no. So basically, from what I gathered from it is, I forgot what it's called. Not, oh my god, I know exactly what this is
the
called.
mini mart.
Yeah, I know no, I'm talking about this I don't want to say term, but it's a legal situation where, like, if you take money from somebody,
Mhm.
you pretty much signing over controlling interests to
Gotcha.
that part of that business to that person that gave you that money
Okay.
in exchange for the money.
Okay.
So in other words, I'm going to give you this money, but I'm going to take ownership in your company. Versus you, it's kind of like the people that go on Shark Tank, and
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
when they say I'll give you $1 million for 50% of your business, that's basically what that guy was like. I'm not going to give you half my business,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit of money or whatever. So no.
Yeah.
Couple things. Sorry about that. I had a work.
All good.
A couple of things. You are absolutely right about Vivian feeling left out with her friends, but at
Mhm.
the same time, the new character, what's her name?
Come on, Pamela.
Pamela, yes.
Yeah.
The one that's got the dispensary thing. They work for
Yeah,
the
that's Pamela. Yeah.
Pamela. Okay. Ain't she from Girlfriends?
Yep.
She looked familiar. Okay, yeah.
Yep. That's Joan from Girlfriends.
Joan from Girlfriends. Yeah, I thought
Yep.
she looked familiar. Is she new to the friend circle?
The way they made it seem like she's not new to the
But
front
hadn't been
circle.
around.
Yeah, because later on, in the episode, Carlton calls her Aunt Pamela. So
Okay.
like, she's been around, but this is her
Messy.
first season in the show.
She messy.
Yeah, we see
Messy.
that.
And even still, I feel like she was, first of all, y'all at Vivian crib. And
Yep.
I felt like you was being a little bit insensitive to Vivian because y'all started at the restaurant and the oysters. And she's like, oh, I know you can't drink any oysters, so we didn't invite you.
Yep.
Then you talk about the girls' trip to Vegas. We didn't invite you because you're pregnant. Even though, let her say, no, I can't go.
Yep.
That don't stop you from inviting her. Let her say that, nah, y'all know I can't go. I'm pregnant. I'm with child, whatever. She's put together this whole spa day for y'all, and she's finding out through this spa day that y'all been hanging out and doing stuff and leaving her out. So y'all kind of pushed her to
Yep.
be cool with Erica because
Yep.
she feel like now she don't have nothing to connect with y'all. Then y'all talking about smoking in front of her and shit. Like, and then y'all took the talking about we're gonna go outside and smoke, and took the bottle and just left her.
Yeah. I was just like, wow.
That's crazy. In this scene right here, Jeffrey says, I can make him sign the papers.
Right.
It feels like no.
Yeah, I had a feeling. It was funny too, because I had a feeling. I was like, Jeffrey gonna be like either that, or I was like, he gonna say Dominique is gonna be like, nah, we got to get this, and she's gonna do something so that we can get this to wash the money. Is what I thought that he was gonna do.
But I like the businesses that he chose. He did chose good cash businesses. He did choose wisely not to have any of those businesses that are associated with legacy.
Yeah.
They could be on the outskirts of legacy. I feel like they're community businesses.
Yeah.
Things are just happening around in the community, not necessarily what's happening with the shopping center. So that was smart. Where I feel like, well, we hadn't got there yet, so I won't go there. But yeah, I feel like they finna have some tension behind this. I don't feel like this is going to go as smooth as Phil thinks it is. And maybe it's what I said in the last few episodes. Once they get up and going, Phil's going to think that there's an end game to this, and there's not going to be an end game. They're going to keep wanting to wash more money. My thing is, once you start something like this, you're going to walk away from it.
Serve people. Yeah.
There's always going to be more money. It's not like this $50 million is the only $50 million that she gonna make.
I think it's gonna be more than that. I think it's something
That's what I keep
else
saying.
behind the
That's what I
scenes.
keep
Not even
saying.
just that.
I think Phil thinks that after he does this 50 million, they good. No, they're not. She gonna want another 50 million and another 50 million. I think that's where he's gonna realize that this ain't going. So is Jazz trying to do a dispensary / record shop?
Mm-hmm. He's trying to do it
The dispensary is
outside of
gonna
his.
be there at Charlie's.
Yep.
Okay. And because she's over the administration or
Mhm.
health board for weed, I guess is
Yeah.
what you call
I
it.
forgot what it's called. I think she called it the CCC or something like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something.
Yeah. She's coming out surveying the facility and basically telling him all he's going to have to do to get in compliance in order to operate a dispensary. It's
Mhm.
much like you saying, I'm going to open a restaurant. You got to have a license, a liquor license. You got to have this. You got to have that.
Yeah.
So she's basically running down his list of things that you're going to have in order for you to operate in this building as a dispensary. And, she told him what, $250,000 that he
Quarter
needed.
meal capital that he needed.
And he's like, I tried grant money, they ain't give me none.
Yeah.
And I ain't got that kind of money laying around.
Like, not only that, like, look, I got a record store. Like, like, granted, records are back in now, but it ain't enough.
They ain't selling like that.
Yeah, it ain't enough where I'm profiting $250,000.
Yeah, it probably take him a whole 2 years to make that kind of money, maybe if not 3.
But after he said that, I had already knew. I was like, yeah, I know where this is going. I know where he's gonna get the money from. So
Yep. Because she started talking about, you just need an investor.
Yep.
And I thought that she was going to offer the Banks family up, which kind of she did. She just didn't say it directly to him, but that's kind of what she did.
At first, I thought she was gonna say herself.
I did too. I was like,
I thought
I
that's
don't
what she was gonna say.
maybe because it was right after the scene with Vivian, and that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth about her as the character.
Mhm.
So I was like, I don't know if he should be doing business with her. She seemed a little shisty.
It also might have been a conflict of interest why she couldn't.
I told you Snoop was going to be
Yep.
this
He was
clinic.
correct.
So Will and Carlton get to promising choices.
Mm-hmm.
Promising choices.
Yep.
So they get to their first day in community service, and they sitting there before the class starts. And they just talk shit about the class, about how they got this lick, and there's gonna be this, and it's gonna be some old dude, and all I got to do is appeal to him, and they're gonna get this. And Snoop walked by and said, "Word, you think so?"
Yep.
And then he announces himself as, God, I can't remember the character's name.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter.
Yeah.
He introduces himself as Mr. Carter, and he's running the program, and he pretty much started laying down the ground rules for them and let them know that this ain't gonna be easy as what you think.
Nope.
And all of y'all are here because of your choices.
Yep.
And he pretty much basically told them that don't make this a reunion. And he basically said the person that's sitting next to you is your accountability partner.
Yep.
So if they fail, you fail.
Yep.
If you win and they fail, you both fail.
Yep. You got
And
3 strikes and you out.
And I feel like that's such a powerful message, because I kind of live by that mindset that when you friends with someone and you got someone that's close to you, you in a circle, when they win, you win. And I feel like if you leave your people behind and they struggling, you're not really a good friend to them. So the message here is that y'all got into trouble together. Y'all need to go through this journey together and pull each other up to make sure that you both win in order to walk away from this program. So I really like the message that Promising Choices came off with.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand was, what was the break for? When he gave them their shirts and told them they had to be back later on tonight, what was that for?
I guess that was, I took it as that was the first test.
A test. Okay. I didn't think of it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was something he said was why they had to come back, but the whole class had to come back. Okay.
Yeah, the whole class, because he gave them shirts. I mean, I think they still had to do some type of community service later on, but I also still think it was a test.
Okay. So Will gets a text from Lisa.
No, from Gavin. He gets a DM from Gavin White.
A DM from Gavin for him to pull up to a little house party, a little get together they having over there. So Will's all geeked about that. He gets over there, I did not like how Will was playing Carlton, and Carlton handled it very well. I was really expecting Carlton to crash out. I was very surprised to see Carlton just kind of took his licks.
Yeah.
But I was like, Will, that's fucked up because that is your cousin too.
Yeah.
That's your cousin brother.
Yeah. But I think for one, I think Carlton kind of knew why Will was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to get into USC so bad. And I think at the same time, Will was doing it, not meaning it. But, he's just doing it because he's just like, man, look, unlike you, my mom already said that, your folks not paying for my college. I got to get in and find a way to get this tuition. So, and then at the same time, he kind of felt like he was back home because, here it is, somebody from Philly. And we haven't seen nobody from Philly since what was that, season 1? His friend Trey.
Yeah, that's right. That was the last person that came out from Philly.
Yeah. So him just reconnected with somebody from Philly. I think he just kind of fell back into I'm back out in Philly and like this and that, so and plus I'm just trying to make an impression. So I'm a joke around so I could get in here and do anything I can possibly do. Have Gavin had a coach come check me out playing hoops.
Gavin tried to play him out too, like, yeah, this ain't gonna be as easy as you want. So, he was making jokes at Carlton, and Will was kind of egging him on a little bit, and just trying to connect with Gavin is what he was trying to do. And so I guess he felt like, those little corny ass jokes that he was making about Carlton was his connection to Gavin. And Gavin was like, yeah, go on about your business. I didn't understand this until she said what she said. And that was a powerful message. Being one that has lost a mother, I can understand what she meant by that when she said that both of you have something that y'all have in common. Y'all both ambitious. Jackie got accepted into jewelry school of dancing or whatever. And Lisa's looking at her sideways like, why am I here and why is she here? And we find out that Vivian likes both of the girls.
Yeah.
And, Lisa is more like a niece to her, which is kind of weird, given the fact that she's in a sexual relationship with her nephew. But she got a liking to Jackie, too. So she brought both of the girls together because she knew that there was problems between the girls because of Will. And she basically told these girls, like, hey, listen, y'all got a lot more in common than y'all think. And y'all can actually find peace in being there for each other. And then she kind of thought about it for a minute and made her think about Erica.
Yep.
And so when she left the girls to kind of mend fences and work on building a relationship, she thought about she probably needed to do the same with Erica. So I thought that was really a dope message. Surprised that Jackie's back though.
I am surprised that Jackie is back for sure. I didn't see Jackie coming back. The only thing, again, like I said in the previous scene, is that I just want to know what led Vivian to go call Jackie and then call Lisa and set, because I'm just trying to figure out what led up to that point to bring them there.
Jackie might have came over to tell Vivian about her getting accepted into the school.
Okay.
And I guess it kind of went from there, and she probably invited Lisa over because Lisa had just recently announced that she was going to Howard on a full ride for the swimming. So maybe she just felt like, oh, this is the perfect time for me to get these girls together and then squash their beef because they both got something to celebrate. Why not celebrate together? I don't know. I agree with you on that. They didn't really make that point clear as to why Vivian brought the girls together.
Yeah, that was the only thing. I was just trying to figure out. I was like, so she just randomly, because we ain't even seen. That's the weird part, because I don't ever remember Vivian even being around when Lisa and Jackie was at each other's throat.
Yeah,
at one point, I always remember it being Amira, and Amira was the one that was checking Jackie and stuff like that. So that's
about being thirsty. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to figure out. When was she ever around that she knew that they didn't rock with each other and something stupid because of Will? So
Will sent Lisa a text message, not going home, sorry, at USC party to meet Gavin. More later. Okay, so he's kind of giving Lisa an update. So maybe that's why she came over then. Maybe she had plans to meet Will. Because the message says not going home. Sorry, at USC. Party to meet Gavin more later.
That's right, because she says right there to Jackie that Will's not coming home. And then she tells Jackie about the party. And Jackie's like, oh, yeah, I know such and such over there at USC, homie of mine or whatnot at the party and whatnot. And then that's when Lisa comes up with the big idea that both of them should go and I guess show up and kind of fake crash the party or whatnot.
Yeah. So they do a face-off.
Yeah.
And I think the bet was that if Will could beat him on a one-on-one, that he would speak up for Will. He'll go to the coach on behalf of Will and speak up. And if he didn't win, then he would just SOL.
I mean, which was just like, it was.
They were doing real good. They were both stunting. They were both flexing. The gummy bear was dope, though. The gummy bear thing was dope. Will, cocky and confident as always. Like, bro, you ain't the only one that got skills. And in Will's mind, Will thinks that he's the only one that got skills until he get proven they don't have skills. So Will left there defeated.
Yep. He made everyone except for the gummy bear joint.
Yep. Which the last one was the gummy bear in a water bottle.
Yep.
Which that was a pretty slick shot.
Yeah.
Will misses the shot, so he missed his shot.
Yep.
By this time, the girls show up, and again, this Destiny's Child thing here with them. Where did Amira come from? Did y'all pick her up along the way? Because again, going back to what you were saying, Amira and Jackie didn't get along, and then like Lisa and Jackie didn't get along. Like, how all of a sudden now y'all the Sailor Scouts?
Yeah, Lisa spoke on it. She said in this, I don't remember if it's this scene, but it's one of the scenes where she's talking to Jackie. And she said, you know, since we was coming here, that's why she called Amira, and that's why they picked her up and they came over to the party or whatnot.
Oh, okay. You're right. So I thought this was a pretty cool scene right here. I really thought the girls was going to go do something on behalf of Will. Because Will's kind of telling them, giving them an update that, you know, it's not as going as well as he thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
He thought that the Philly connection was all he needed. And obviously that didn't do much for him, but make a connection. That's it. That wasn't enough for him to go advocate for him. So I thought at this point the girls was going to get involved and do something, or Jackie was going to call in one of her friends that she knew to see if she could help. I just didn't know where they were going with this until later.
I didn't know. Yeah, at first I thought, because Will with the facial expression he was making, I was like, man, I hope they ain't about to be going back in the past and just be like doing one of those type things and whatnot. But we saw that they didn't. And Jackie tells Will she's going to Julia, then she's like, congrats and all this other stuff. But it was just that weird energy. I thought at some point like they was going to touch on the elephant in the room. Is that you was messing around with both of them.
That's where I thought they were getting ready to go with that too, because especially it's just the three of them. Amira and Carlton is not around, so I'm like, okay, this is the perfect, not necessarily the perfect setting, but this is the perfect opportunity for them to address their inner issues. And I thought that's what's going to happen here too, but it didn't.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
So they got Amira looking good this season too. They got her looking real good. I don't know, maybe because I just didn't care for the character. Last season
she was a junkie somewhat.
That's why, but they have her far more attractive looking this season. So Carlton is worried. He'd been worried since they left Miss Basson's office. Going back to which I didn't get to comment because I was on a work call, but going back to the scene where they were in Miss Basson's office, Carlton, you slime for that, bro.
Yeah.
You slime for that. Not only did you steal that girl's story, but you let her get in trouble for it, knowing that was her story. If you didn't come clean with Princeton, you should have came clean with Miss Basson, who has faith in you, who believed in you, and believed enough in you to call her a liar.
Yep.
You slime, bro. And you got the nerve to be worried about what she gonna do about it. Like, if she would have blew your spot up, I wouldn't have even been mad at her if she did.
Yeah.
Because like you let her get in trouble for something that happened
that
to
you
her.
did.
Yep. Yeah. So he's following up with her from earlier when he confronted her outside Miss Bass's office and asked what she was going to do. And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And just kind of left it open-ended. So he's been on pins and needles ever since, wondering what Amir is going to do.
Death.
Worried to death. Can't sleep, can't eat, can't breathe. So she tells him, I don't bother me about this. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
fine, basically.
But she ends up telling him, like, but I'm not gonna blow your spot up in a sense because you earned that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you deserved it.
And she was like, I wish that you would have believed enough in yourself and your work that was going to be enough versus you having to use my story. Because, like, bro, you glorifying and proud of calling yourself an addict and that you almost OD'd.
Right.
Like, that was crazy. So she shows him something on her phone and says, you know what? If you want to make this right, I need you to do this. And he looks at it and he was like, I ain't doing that. Please, anything else but that.
I didn't know what the hell it was.
I didn't know what it was either. I thought she was showing him some kind of, I don't know.
Right. Hey, look, we on the same page.
We are on the same page.
When he showed, I thought, I was like, okay, is this a video or something that y'all did back when y'all was messing with each other or something?
Like, was too. Like, remember they did the thing in the car that time where he was driving and she, so I was like, okay, maybe that's what she's asking for again. I don't know what she asked for. I thought she wanted some.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, because they didn't show it, so
yeah,
that's why I was just like, okay.
And so when the girls all get there, they're just standing there and they're watching. And I'm like, okay, what are they looking at? Like, I thought she was trying to get Carlton to do something like, well, I guess she did. To embarrass himself. I guess that's
I guess that's what it was. Yeah,
I guess that's what it was. So we see not the world famous Carlton dance, but we see this scene. I swear this scene is a remake from an episode of Fresh Prince.
Yeah, it was when they when they went, him and Will, they went to Vegas. I can't remember if it was for Carlton's birthday or Will's birthday. It was one of their birthdays. They went to Vegas. And after Will went to sleep, Carlton ended up gambling away all of their money. So they had to enter a dance contest to win their money back. And this was the dance and the song they danced to.
And Carlton had a gambling problem.
Yeah, on that episode, because he gambled away all their money.
Yeah, and he was just like a fiend about it. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah. So they did good. The boys did good. They did good. And at first, Carlton was up there by himself. And Gavin was still talking shit. Like, I was starting not to like Gavin. I'm like, you talking mad shit, bro. And like, you just met these dudes and you dragging them already. And so Will did exactly what Mr. Carter told them at the beginning of Promise and Choices. Don't ever leave your partner out there by himself. He got up, he did dance with his cousin. And they ended up being a hit. So at first, everybody was kind of dragging Carlton or whatever, but they got out there and they did their thing. And so everybody was like cheering them on, big upping them or whatever the case may be. And that actually earned Gavin's respect when he saw Will step up for Carlton. So that was dope. So going back to what I said at the beginning of this review, this is Phil's mistake.
Yep. This was Phil's mistake for sure.
Big mistake.
I was shocked that he was even thinking about using.
He offered last season to buy in to the whatchamacallit. But why you gonna take that man business and you know that's all he have? Phil, you slide for that too.
Yeah, I was shocked that he
Phil get the hands for that, because man, I can see them other folks because that was a means to end, but this dude practically family to you. Like, this is your nephew's best friend and your future son-in-law.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, future son-in-law for sure.
That's messed up.
Yeah, I just didn't see this coming for sure. Like, especially like him using
so hungry for the money and need the money so bad that Jazz didn't even read them papers.
Yeah, all he heard was he knows Phil. Phil tells him like, Pamela said, you need an investor, so I'm here to invest. And that's all and because he knows if it's Phil, it's Will's uncle, Hillary's father, like he ain't thinking nothing of it. He ain't thinking nothing is going to be illegal, nothing. I was just shocked that I was like, this is who you picked though. Like, this is too close to home.
Yeah, too close to home. There you go. That's the risk right there.
For you to try to wash this money.
And you trying to wash his money.
Yeah, that will shock me.
And that's going to kill Jazz. That is going to crush Jazz right there. That's going to crush him. That's going to crush his spirits, everything, when he finds out that, and I think he's probably going to end up finding out about the washing the money part. This is a perfect business for it though. Dispensary is just a perfect place for it.
Yeah, he's gonna find out.
I can't fault him for the hustle because that's a perfect hustle. That is a 100% cash, no questions asked business.
Yep. Now that part I couldn't fault him for, but I was like, bro, it's too close to home. And we know just based off of the previews that we saw last week, because remember those two people come and visit Jazz at the record shop, so we already know there's going to be some type of law enforcement, something that's about to come visit him at the shop.
Here we go. And this man has fought tooth and nail to keep his business afloat, even when Omar last season was trying to run him out, buy him out.
Yep.
And you know that his uncle left him this business, or his grandfather, somebody left him the business in the family, and that's all he have. That's all he have. Come on, Phil. Don't do him like that. This thirsty thought comes over, and she said, "Oh, so congratulations! Oh, great job! You got money, and let me go ahead and let you hit this thing one good time."
I peeped that play as soon as he opened the door when she came there. I was like,
because when he commented about how she was dressed, she told me, "Oh, I'm just going out." No, you where you was going.
I peeped that as soon as she came, because I was sitting there. I was like, "Why are you coming back after Phil
gave the money?"
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah."
You could have come a text for that or a phone call and say congratulations. Yeah, you came over there to get.
I was like, damn. I was like, you come back already, and just like, yeah. I was like, okay.
And she like, what? You don't like older women? He was like, nah, that ain't it. But
but
you part of the family.
It did, Pete. I mean, it did make me remember that she did tell Vivian when they were back at Vivian's house with Joan that she'd been out in the streets. So I was like, oh, so it's her. She just out now, just doing whatever. Like she out in the street.
Why?
I was like, damn.
Did she say something about a husband or a divorce or something?
Nope.
So she just out here thoughting.
She out here thoughting. She out in the streets.
She for the streets. And so now we get the infamous scene. So we didn't talk about it, but at the party, Carlton kept pressing Will. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We got to get back to promising choices. We got to get back. We got to get back to the other part of our community service. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Will kept stalling them out. So, of course, their driving privileges have been revoked. And I had said that last week the girls were probably driving them to rehab because they couldn't drive, but couldn't figure out why they were getting dressed. So what they were changing into was their promising choices shirts. And the girls are rushing to try to get them back so they wouldn't be late. They made it on time, but wasn't on time. By Mr. Carter's standard, you're on time, you're late.
Yep.
And he slammed the door in their face.
Seats.
Yep. He slammed the door in their face. And I thought they were going to start wigging out about it, but they actually sat down and they used this time to catch up.
Yeah.
When he apologized to Carlton for letting Gavin talk to him, that showed his growth. I said, that's what's up. But you know what he should apologize for next? I was waiting for it. I said, come on, Will, do it. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. You should have apologized for, my bad for even having you here.
Yeah.
Because you tried to stop me about the G-Wagon. I got us into this mess. My bad. He should have apologized for that too. And Carlton, Carlton was a real one here. Yeah. Carlton was a real one. I have to give Carlton his props on that because he didn't use that as an opportunity to rub in his face. He said, bro, I understand. He was like, we all are under a tremendous amount of pressure trying to get into these colleges. We do crazy stuff or whatever. So
Yeah.
he understood because he can't really say anything because he just did something, crazy.
Yep.
to get
All
in
right.
prison.
And then whatchamacallit.
This thing was powerful here, but still didn't make sense to me. Like, y'all just got cool and you sitting here having a whole conversation about your mama and how you and your mama are estranged, and you decide to call your mom in front of her. That just feels forced now.
Yeah.
It feels like they're forcing it.
As well as, like I've been saying since we started, these reviews sped up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's even sped up because now you can see in this episode, what I noticed was you could start to see Vivian showing more.
Yeah.
And like it was sped up. But definitely that scene, I was just like, I get it. Y'all just clicked over at Aunt Viv's house, whatever, or whatnot. And like, I get it, the whole mother thing, and like Lisa said, if I had one more chance, but I was just like, okay, like I didn't think she was gonna do it right then and there. I thought we was gonna see a scene like later on she was gonna go to her mom's house or something. And
I thought so too, because I thought she said her mom was out of the picture. Her mom left her, so
Yes.
obviously she knows where her mom's at. She know
Yep.
she got a mom and her cell phone.
yeah, said she had seen her mom, what she said, since middle school or something like
Yeah,
that.
middle school, because Doc was the one that was raising her, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Doc was the one that took her in.
took her
So-
in and raised her. Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I didn't understand this one either.
Yeah, it was just another plot device to make these BFFs now.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Oh God, I hope not.
Bruh.
That's
That's exactly what it is. You know exactly what it is. Mr. Carter come out and he like, what y'all still doing here?
Yeah, I think he was shocked to see them still there.
I think that kind of impressed him a little bit too.
Mhm. I think that impressed him for sure.
He pretty much gave him some grief about the being late, being on time situation, and reminded them about the accountability of each other. And he pretty much told them that they got one more chance, or they actually told them earlier they had 3 strikes and that be on time next week. So
Yeah, and he goes into a whole speech about choices and everything. And while he's going on through that speech is where we see those different scenes of like we just saw, Vivian now has taken the choice to start
being
partner
friends
up
with
with Erica.
Yep.
Doing yoga. We see Phil, he's the one that's taking the money. That's now he has to.
So he's made a choice.
Yep,
That's-
he's made a choice. The partner with whatchamacallit, Carlton has made a choice and wrote a whole essay for a mirror to submit back to Bel Air Prep.
Jackson. Yep.
Yep, to
Bel
make
Air
up
Prep,
for what he did.
what he stole from her.
Yep. And then we get to see Will with what's his name over, Gavin. And Gavin says he was able to talk to the coach and say, he's gonna come to a game. Not sure which game, but he's gonna come to a game to come check you out.
Be ready.
Be ready. And so we get all of that while Mr. Carter is giving that
Yeah.
about choices, and here's where he tells them, like, I'll see y'all next week, after they thought, there's whatchamacallit was over. But the funny thing is they really only got 1 strike left, because he tells them right here, he was like,
Right. Yeah.
yep, 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yep.
Yep, 1 and 2.
So we know that they're gonna make it out.
Yeah, we know that.
Then the episode fade to them playing Snoops. What was it? The Gin and Juice?
Snoop Dogg. No, it's because I hear it in my hand. Snoop Doggy Dogg. That was the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so they had to tie that in. I got you.
Of course. They had to tie that in.
Snoop said he gonna get his royalties one way or another. He gonna get his money. Overall, a really good episode. It was a really good episode. And what do you think? What are your predictions for Will?
Just based off of,
Is he going to get into USC?
No, just based off the previews that I've seen, he's not going to get in USC.
I don't think so.
Because I'm thinking remember,
in the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Carlton gets kicked out of Princeton, right?
Nah, Carlton never. No, he got suspended from Bel Air from the whatchamacallit for threatening the.
I thought him and Will ended up at the same community college.
So that's what I wanted to touch on, which is weird to me because Carlton does get accepted into Princeton, but for some strange reason, he decides to go to ULA, and him and Will end up going to ULA.
Yeah.
But then later on down the line, once the show ends, Carlton is now going. He gets accepted to Princeton again, I guess, and decides to go to Princeton.
I wonder if that's where they're going with this.
Probably so. And Will stays behind because that's when everybody was moving back to the East Coast. And
Yeah.
Will was the only one that was going to be left out there in the West Coast when he lied about having his own place. So he was going to stay at ULA. The Hillary show was moving to New York. Ashley was going to go to some school in New York. And Carlton going to Princeton, and I forgot why Philip and Viv was going to move back to the East Coast. They was going to sell the house and move back to the East Coast. So probably it's probably going to have some type of,
I'm
same
wondering
thing.
if that's how they're going to end Bel Air. Get back on the separate ways.
Probably so, because if you look at the season trailer, there is a scene where you see all of them hugging in the big house.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. So
And
that's
I'm
probably
wondering if that's going to be because of Philip's choices. That's going to end up making the family leave, or him wanting to move the family out of Bel Air.
that's a good.
This not going to end well for him.
Yeah, I didn't even think.
I don't think he's going to get unalive or anything like that, but I think that it's going to be more of a problem than he originally thought.
Definitely.
What do you think is going to happen with this Vivian and Erica storyline, or have we seen the last of that? Basically, we're just know that Aunt Viv now has a new friend that she can share the pregnancy with.
Nah,
Showing us.
I don't think it's. I think like how you always say, bro, it's a plot device for one. Two, I think they probably are going to become cool, but it's not going to be like super cool. I don't think we're not going to see her. We probably will see her with Erica just as much as we saw her with Joan and now Pamela. So I don't think we're going to see Erica too much, and I think it's just probably just gonna be one of them plot devices where they just gonna be the yoga class friends, like their partners in yoga and stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna be too much. They might say, hey, or Vivian might start to hang out with her since Pamela and Joan are doing their own thing, but I don't think it's gonna be like it's gonna become this buddy friendship. Especially with the way they flying through this season, so and progressing the episode. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that much.
Okay. Well, I'm interested in seeing what next. Well, actually, we got episode 5. I forgot I haven't watched episode 5 yet. Fresh has. I'm going to get in here and get on episode 5 real quick, and it will probably be back maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow, Thursday. Definitely don't know how we're gonna do next week with them dropping all 3 of the last 3 episodes next Monday. But we'll get it all figured out and get those episodes out as well.
Make sure y'all drop y'all comments and your predictions so we can talk about it. I really like that. I really like what they're doing with this season here, but it just sucks that it's the last season, and it sucks that we get the 8 episodes. So going back to what Fresh said, some of it feels a little bit rushed. From episode to episode, it just feels so rushed. Like next week, Vivian gonna probably be giving birth.
I can actually see that too.
I can too.
I can actually see that. As fast as they going, I can actually see that.
Yeah. I just hope that Uncle Phil is somehow, some way able to walk away from this intact. I just feel like either Jeffrey's going to have to take one for the team. Something's going to happen where this just ends up being a disaster,
Yeah.
a crash and burn. I hope he don't lose his money behind this. I hope they don't lose Legacy Heights behind this. Like, I hope Jazz doesn't lose his business behind this. But come on, Fresh, we know
So yeah, something gonna happen.
something
for sure
bad is
gonna
gonna happen.
Something for sure gonna happen.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll see y'all in the next episode. Fresh.
Yep. We'll see y'all in the next episode, man. Just stay tuned to until the next one.
All right, y'all. Peace.